Welcome back. What I'm holding here is what for many is a Grail dive watch in the Seiko canon. This is a really spectacular example of what is Genesis effectively for Seiko in dive watches. There were many other marks and brands that were selling professional divers through the late 50s and early 60s. And it's not that Seiko was behind. They were certainly developing skin divers and other kinds of watches for use in water. But in terms of their professional dive watch development, this was the beginning. So in 1965, Seiko introduced the 6217-8000, which is a small crown version of this watch, and that only lasted for a few months until they came out with this, which is the 8001. And these were made from 65 to 67, and in 67 they actually made some versions with a different manufacturer, whether it was Daini or Sua. This is a Sua manufactured watch. And this is part of my personal collection. I am selling this mostly because I have other versions of this watch that I'm going to be keeping, and so I don't need a copy of a watch that I own. And so I'm making it available to you. If you're looking for the anchor of your Seiko dive watch collection, this is a very good candidate for that. It's an exceedingly original watch. Beautiful case back. 1966, and from June of that year. Really clean and legible dolphin back. 8001, waterproof. A very original and I would say beautifully ghosted almost bezel. It has all of its luster, but has a bit of a patination that provides a gray character that really matches the dial quite nicely. This has a period and probably correct Seiko Perspex plastic crystal. It has some checking, which is not uncommon for an older crystal. It's not cracked, but it certainly shows some age in this lower right side. I left it as is because I didn't want to replace it with a new crystal. I thought that would just take away from the character of the watch. I have, however, fully serviced this watch. It received a movement service, a crown rebuild, new case back, gasket, new gasket of course in the crown during that rebuild. It's on an Uncle Seiko chocolate bar. It's a very original watch. This has not been polished. Case lines are razor sharp. It still has that machine surface finish that's so unique to these. Coin edge bezel, of course. The pip is still intact. These had an exposed pip where the loom itself was directly out into the elements, and so they brown over time. Even new old stock versions of these have effectively brown pips. It's just the nature of the loom. The loom and the dial and the hands are all very clean. It had seen very little in terms of water moisture ingress over time. The tops of the markers are just that flat, beautiful polish finish. I love these watches. I wear one very often. I have made some custom bracelets for these for myself and for friends. I don't have one available, but certainly as it sits, This is a great wearing watch. They just feel so right. Drilled lugs, very, very cool. Not too many Seiko divers have a drilled lug. Well, if you're in the market for a beautiful, functioning, fully serviced, clean, original 62 Mas, please let me know. It's not on the website, so if you really want it, you're going to have to contact me directly. Okay, thanks for watching.